the government wants to give police greater powers to track your online habits. And here's what it says to a critic.
He can either stand with us or with the child pornographers.
Well, you're probably aware the internet is not exactly a private place, but now the federal government wants to give police even greater powers to identify users. It will reintroduce legislation tomorrow to compel internet service providers and even search engines to monitor and preserve user activity and turn over any information the police demand. Ian Hannah-Mensing has this story for us tonight. Ian.
Peter, we know the new law will give police more power to track Canadians on the internet. The debate is whether that power will go too far. For most of us, it's hard to imagine why investigators would ever care what we're doing on the web. But police say when surfing turns sinister, they quickly want to find out who's online.
When you have organized crime, criminals, you have terrorism, all those things, and those are the kind of criminals that actually can take advantage of this stuff. We need to make sure that we have the ability to maneuver and to work on that.
Still, the proposed law has reignited the classic debate of policing versus privacy. Just look at these ads from the advocacy group Open Media. It believes the new legislation will allow investigators, in some cases, to track our online activities without limits.
Really all we're asking for is that there are safeguards, that we have a balanced approach that ensures that we have respect for law-abiding Canadians' privacy. And it's really easy. All we have to do is say, if the police want access to private information, they have to get a warrant.
The government says if you're not a criminal, you've got nothing to worry about. But
if you use technology to commit crimes, such as distributing child pornography, the police will apprehend you and you will be punished to the full extent of the law.
Just last month, police busted a huge child pornography ring using the existing laws. Ontario's privacy commissioner, who's traveling in the U.S., says police don't need more power.
It's the height of absurdity to put it as you're either for privacy or you're for child porn. It's ridiculous. We're all for freedom.
Already 80,000 people have signed an online petition opposing the changes. They know they likely can't stop the government, but they're vowing to keep up the pressure. Peter?
Thanks, Ian.
How would you like it if the government was able to watch everything you do online without even asking?
It's a troubling question, and it's why the battle to protect your online privacy rights from a new crime bill is heating up. As St. John Alexander reports, privacy advocates are hoping a series of provocative new videos will convince Ottawa to back off.
Now imagine this, coming home to an officer in your kitchen. He wasn't invited, doesn't have a warrant, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a short video designed to catch your attention about an issue that's only just catching on.
I hope that these videos just show Canadians what they're in for, and hopefully they, call their MP.
3 have just been released. An online campaign drawing attention to Bill C-52. It would allow police to call up your phone or internet company and ask for whatever information they have on you. They could do it to anyone, at any time, without a warrant.
It's a blatant violation of privacy.
Your name, phone number, home address, email address, and perhaps most importantly, your IP address.
This is the key. This unlocks the doors to all of your identity on the internet, all of your traffic, who you talk to, when, sometimes your geolocation.
I think it's just carrying it a little too far, and it's a little too big brother for me.
I don't know. I wouldn't be comfortable with it. I'm very uneasy.
The bill is expected to be part of a whole bunch of crime laws the government wants to pass. BC-based Open Media is behind the campaign to stop it, saying the so-called spy law has never been debated.
We've seen in other jurisdictions, like in the UK with the Murdoch scandal and stuff like that, unchecked power without oversight is a dangerous thing.
It's similar to other legislation in the U.S., but critics say in some ways Canada's is more severe.
When the police say, it's not that big a deal, then what Canadians should be saying is, well, why do you need special legislation to get it without a warrant if it's not so important?
Are you okay with it in your mind?
No, it's not good, but when we're in danger, then it's a good thing. When we're not, it's an invasion of privacy. So which one are we going to do?
Whatever your opinion, the videos are already doing their job. They've received thousands of hits online.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So you can see they are clever and funny. Government tried to call them. We asked for a statement. Nothing back yet.
He can either stand with us or with the child pornographers. Technology evolves, many criminal activities, such as the distribution of child pornography, become much easier. We are proposing to bring measures, to bring our laws into the 21st century and provide police with the lawful tools that they need. He can either stand with us or with the child pornographers.
Whoa, okay, that was a little bit of a dramatic line of demarcation. Let's bring in our journalists to have a look at this and other issues. Susan Delacourt is with the Toronto Star, John Ibbotson, a columnist with the Globe and Mail. John, what was he so upset about and how crazy was that?
It was very, very crazy. The Conservatives are introducing a bill tomorrow. They introduced it in the minority parliament, didn't get anywhere, but of course it will get somewhere now. Essentially, that forces internet service providers and telecoms to tell the police, if they ask, without a warrant, who you are, what's your IP address, what's your email address, what's your mobile phone number, other stuff like that. They can't track you. They can't follow around what you're doing on the net without a warrant, or they can't follow you around on your cell phone without a warrant. But they can get this information about you at least. And look, you can argue that it is a necessary bill in an age where child pornography, terrorism, cybercrime is increasing. You can also argue, as the privacy commissioners do, federal and provincial, that it's an unwarranted intrusion and they shouldn't be allowed to track this information without a judge giving them permission. What you can't do is demonize your opponents. You can't simply say the federal privacy commissioner is with child pornographers. Stephen Harper said something like that during the 2004 election campaign, and some of us thought it cost him the election. It's this worrying trend I find with this government, that if you don't like the Keystone Pipeline, well, you're a radically foreign-financed environmentalist. If you don't like if you support the gun registry, then you read and approved of Mein Kampf. You can't, reasoned debate is the essence of good public policy. And I think that it was very unfortunate the minister said what he said today.
Yeah.
Yeah, what John said.
Yeah. But his point's well taken. Remember in the 2004 he said Paul Martin supports child pornography. It was a press release that went out, and everyone went, what? Paul Martin came out basically with tears and said, what the heck's that all about? And I had to apologize.
Yeah, there was a lot of theater involved in that too. But I do think John's right that this is a trend. Sometimes I've been watching Question Period and think, especially Mr. Nicholson looks like he needs an anger management class, right? There is a little bit of theater involved in Question Period and stuff too, but they look like they're really angry. And
they got what they wanted. Exactly. It's a majority mandate.
They haven't. What is odd about this, and what has been observed all over Twitter, is this is a government that banned the census because it was intrusive, right? And this is several measures beyond the intrusion of a census taker. Also, they haven't said why we need this.
Just last month, police busted a huge child pornography ring using the existing laws. Ontario's privacy commissioner, who's traveling in the U.S., says police don't need more power.